It's a gathering of the rich and famous and the movers and shakers of the horse racing industry. The annual J&B Met, the oldest horse race in South Africa, with a stake of R2.5 million, takes place in Cape Town tomorrow. Ashlea Harvey takes a look at the multi-million rand industry and how it could be playing a role in the country's economic recovery.
It's considered to be a big-ticket luxury item, a racehorse, and the prices paid for them are believed to be an early indicator in the economy. After plummeting dramatically in 2009, global bloodstock prices have more than doubled since then.
We had a good recovery in our marketplace this past year. In 2011, it was the second best year ever in the marketplace. We sell horses here for just on 300 million rand a year, and if that sounds like a lot of money, let me tell you, it's about 1/10 of the global market. Horses average $47,000 here, which is much lower than the major markets across the world. So we always say if you're intrepid enough from overseas to come and buy in South Africa, you achieve fantastic value for money.
Cape yearling sales averaged 404,000 rand in 2011, with the highest price negotiated, 3.2 million rand. Sales are expected to rise a further 24% this year, to an average of around R500,000 rand. But is this enough to signal that the economy will hold its ground in 2012?
The bloodstock market has really had a strong correlation with the business market for many years, because if you think about it, it's really the prime businessmen who buy the horses. When there's an economic boom, the price of horses tends to go up because it's a luxury market.
This view is not held by everyone in the industry. Some believe that the top tier of the horse racing market is shielded from economic woes.
As you know, I think the world's in a slump at the moment, but the prices of horses at the sales, they still keep going up. So I think that, you know, those people that are in racing, I don't think the economy affects them that badly, because you know, they're big money people, and I think they have the money, and the economy doesn't really affect them either for the rands that they spend.
Investing in a racehorse is risky business. So what is the appeal? And is something like property not seen as a more stable long-term investment?
We've bought horses for 160,000, sold them. They've earned about 2 million rand in stakes, sold for about 10 million rand. When the horse starts becoming good, people don't care what you paid for it. Unlike a piece of land, people sort of know what the land was valued at, and so it increases people a little bit more cautious. Whereas a horse, you could pay 20,000 rand for it the one day, could win a race and be worth 10 million rand the next day. It doesn't matter what the purchase price was. When it wins a race, its value accumulates, and that's where it's like buying a share that all of a sudden multiplies.
In the global arena, South Africa is seen as a very attractive market, as racehorses here are around 1/6 of the price paid in some of the more developed markets like Australia. International buyers such as Sheikh Mohammed, who exports the horses to race abroad, are regular customers.
I bought a horse for 200,000 rand at the National Yearling Sales about 4 years ago, called Nocturnal Affair. I raced him here, and he won 500,000-600,000 rand in stakes, and I sold him for 1.5 million to buy. He was then sold on to an Irishman in England, and he won a Group 2, which is highly competitive. He must have paid that 1.5 million over 5, 6, 10-fold.
What's interesting about the horse market is that the horse market is a reflection of what horses can earn in prize money in South Africa. But if you change the geography of the horse to another country where prize money is much higher, you change the value of the horse. For example, in Hong Kong, the average earnings per horse are 10 times the average value of a race in South Africa.
African horse sickness, however, is limiting the market's potential, with quarantines for up to 6 months for South African horses being exported. But there is progress being made.
We're trying to solve the movement control issues, which are holding us back, the quarantine issues. They're in the process of being changed. I think by May 2012 we'll have a breakthrough. All the research has been done, and that will change the face of the marketplace here. So we're hopeful that our industry is going to grow from strength to strength.
Quarantine issues aside, horse racing professionals see the industry as a positive proponent to the country's GDP.
Horse racing employs over 140,000 people in the industry, so it has a major impact on the South African industry, and you know, really it's an important part of the South African economy, and you know, luckily the horse racing is now doing another turn in the positive light.